All right, today we're going to take a look at the timeline of the coronavirus event as well as the accepted narrative. We're going to start by going over this NBC News video reviewing their supposed timeline.
This is truly an unprecedented situation.
This virus doesn't discriminate. It attacks everyone.
I want every American to be prepared for the hard days that lie ahead.
The coronavirus has changed life as we know it across America. But how did we go from 0 cases to having more than any other country? The timeline starts on January 21st, when Washington State reports the first coronavirus case in the United States.
This is certainly not a moment for panic or high anxiety. It is a moment for vigilance.
Within a week, the CDC confirms Illinois, California, and Arizona also have cases. And on January 30th, Chicago witnesses the first person-to-person transmission in the country.
All right, so January 21st, they say the first person in the U.S. has the coronavirus. Confirmed case, first confirmed case. By January 30th, it spread to several other states as well as they have their first person-to-person confirmed transmission. All right, let's continue.
Following day, Health and Human Services Secretary Alex Azar makes this announcement.
I have today declared that the coronavirus presents a public health emergency in the United States.
The U.S. also starts denying entry for most foreign nationals who recently traveled to China. By February 17th, confirmed coronavirus cases in the U.S. increased to 15.
All right.
1 week later, the stock...
So let's stop there. They say by the end of January, they're starting to lock down the international travel, and they're declaring it a national health emergency. Or, basically an emergency, health emergency. Now, by February 17th, 2020, they say they have 15 confirmed cases. All right, so we're going to continue.
Market begins to drop, and the CDC reports a case in California with no known travel history.
This particular case could be the first possible instance of community transmission of COVID-19 in the United States.
Meanwhile, President Trump...
So not until the end of February, February 27th, that's when they first get their first confirmed group community transmission. Someone who did not travel out of state. So they are saying they got it from someone else who had traveled out of state. First confirmed case took about a month of that.
Says this at a press conference.
It's going to disappear. One day it's like a miracle. It will disappear.
The next day,
So,
Washington...
end of February, you just heard Trump say, it'll disappear. Like it's no big deal, okay?
First coronavirus-related death in the country. They become the first state to issue a state of emergency. Several states follow.
February 29th, Washington has the first coronavirus death in the U.S., okay? And then they issue their own statewide state of emergency.
As we enter the month of March.
A public health emergency. A declaration of emergency.
State of emergency. The Senate also passes an $8.3 billion emergency spending bill. And by March 8th, confirmed U.S. coronavirus cases reach the 500 mark.
All right, so between February 17th and March 8th, it goes from 15 confirmed U.S. coronavirus cases up to 500. Okay?
World Health Organization then declares this 3 days later.
COVID-19 can be characterized as a pandemic.
Meanwhile, several colleges take their classes online and sports leagues start suspending seasons. Then, a major announcement from President Trump.
We will be suspending all travel from Europe.
That ended up...
All right, so March 11th was a big day. The World Health Organization declared, or the UN declared it a worldwide pandemic. Sports events and travel to other countries gets locked down. All right, let's continue.
Not applying to U.S. citizens, but many Americans still scrambled to get home. Then this happens at the Rose Garden.
I am officially declaring a national emergency.
National
On March
emergency
13th,
declared
Louisiana
March
becomes
13th.
the first of several states to postpone their presidential primary. At this point, over 30 states issue school closures and people start panic buying in stores.
Okay, so this is March 16th. By March 16th, people are panicking. Schools are being shut down. People are panicking, starting to buy up all the toilet paper and everything else.
And we had to wait outside for about 20 minutes before they let us in.
Jumping to March 16th, scientists in Washington launched the first human trial for a potential vaccine, and the White House recommends people avoid bars, restaurants, and groups of 10 or more.
All right.
Then the Bay
By
Area
March 16th, that's important because they keep saying be in, no more than groups of 10. Now I don't even think they want you to be in a group of that size. But by March 16th, they're starting to tell people you should not be in groups of 10 or more.
residents to stay home, barring essential needs. It's the
And they want
first
you to start
major
staying
US
home
city to enact
by
a measure
mid-March.
like this. And at this point, the coronavirus hits all 50 states.
All
Then
50
the Senate
states by the middle of
approves
March.
a second relief bill. And the next day, California issues a statewide stay-at-home order.
We are confident that the people of the state of California will abide by it.
Several states soon follow suit.
Stay at home.
Stay home, stay safe.
Okay, by the end of March, there's many states
Stay at home.
issuing
By March
stay-at-home
23rd,
orders.
New York has emerged as the epicenter of the outbreak with over 20,000 cases.
It's non-stop, literally. A lot of people come, they're not really survive, they expire.
And Governor Cuomo announces the state will launch 3 new studies for potential coronavirus treatments. The following day, the White House asks New Yorkers to self-quarantine if they've recently left the state. Then, the World Health Organization warns the United States could become the world epicenter of the outbreak.
Okay, so why is that? Why is the World Health Organization saying the U.S. is going to probably become the epicenter of the coronavirus? When there's countries like China where it originated and has many more people. Okay? Because they want, the rhetoric is they lock their people down tightly and they run it communistically. So they were able to control their people in a way in which there was no human-to-human transmission from their line of thinking. All right? That's why they're saying because Americans have so much quote-unquote freedom that we're going to become the epicenter because we're going to do what we want and continue to spread it. Keep that in mind.
While American coronavirus cases surpass that of China, and on March 27th, Congress signs off on another relief bill. This time, a historic $2 trillion stimulus package that'll issue $1,200 checks to many Americans, plus relief to corporate America and small businesses. That all brings us to the week of March 30th. The USNS Comfort hospital ship docks in New York. President Trump extends social 1,000 volunteers in California. U.S. coronavirus cases hit 300,000.
All right, so now we're at the end of March, and it's gone from 500 cases. I believe that was on like middle of March. They had up to 500 cases. Now by the end of March, they got 300,000 confirmed coronavirus cases in the U.S.
2 weeks of March, almost 10 million people.
All these people they put out of work,
claims.
they're
Roughly
going to
2.5 months have gone
suffer
by from that
financially.
first case in Washington to where we are today. As always, we'll be keeping track of this story.
All right, so that's their story, NBC News timeline of the event. It's important to observe their rhetoric and what they want the mainstream idea to be around this virus. Because I'm going to show you an article by the BBC which wants to limit any other views or ideas regarding coronavirus, whether it's true or not. There has to be freedom of thought when these about these situations, such as a worldwide event that touches everyone, such as coronavirus, in one way or another. So this is a BBC News article. All right, it's titled "Coronavirus YouTube tightens rules after David Icke 5G interview." It's written by Leo Kellyan for the BBC. All right, so it reads, YouTube has banned all conspiracy theory videos falsely linking coronavirus symptoms to 5G networks. The Google-owned service will now delete videos violating the policy, and it previously limited itself to reducing the frequency it recommended them in its Up Next section. Okay, so it's saying YouTube already began trying to limit people's view of alternative ideas around coronavirus. It started by reducing the amount of times it would be in the recommended Up Next section. All right, so let's continue. The move follows a live streamed interview with conspiracy theorist David Icke on Monday, in which he linked the technology to the pandemic. When they say the technology, they're talking about 5G. YouTube said the video would be wiped. During the interview, Mr. Icke falsely claimed there's a link between 5G and this health crisis. And I don't think there's studies to prove it one way or another. All right, that's my own opinion. And when asked for his reaction to reports of 5G masts being set on fire in England and Northern Ireland, he responded, "If 5G continues and reaches where they want to take it, human life as we know it is over. So people have to make a decision." All right, that's an opinion. Okay, that's someone's view. Several users subsequently called for further attacks on 5G towers in the comments that appeared alongside the feed. Mr. Ike also claimed that a coronavirus vaccine, when one is developed, would include nanotechnology microchips that would allow humans to be controlled. He added that Bill Gates, who has helped funding COVID-19 vaccine research, according to this guy, should be jailed. His views went unchallenged for much of the 2.5 hour show. So they're painting a narrative in which you're not supposed to be allowed to say these things. If you hear someone saying this, you're supposed to challenge them. You're not supposed to allow this type of thought and rhetoric to take place. That's the mindset that they're putting forward. All right, so the next section of this article is called Policy Violation. The interview was watched by about 65,000 people as it was streamed, some of who clicked an on screen button to trigger payments to make their live chat reactions stand out. Super chat. A lot of people do it and use it. YouTube only deleted the content after the session had ended, despite being aware of the broadcast while it was ongoing. It changed its rules after the BBC questioned why the video was permitted. So you can see what's happening here. YouTube is controlled content. It's not there to allow for freedom of speech. The BBC wanted this type of rhetoric removed, and that's exactly what YouTube did. All right, so let's continue with what YouTube responded. "We have clear policies that prohibit videos promoting medically unsubstantiated methods to prevent the coronavirus in place of seeking medical treatment, and we quickly remove videos violating these policies when flagged to us," a spokeswoman for YouTube told the BBC. But see, they don't mention in this article exactly who promoted or what was promoted as a medically unsubstantiated method, to prevent coronavirus. Has not been mentioned in this article. They continue, "Now, any content that disputes the existence or transmission of COVID-19 as described by the World Health Organization and local health authorities is in violation of YouTube policies." So you can see YouTube is there as a gatekeeper. They're going to allow only certain government organizations or corporations to push forth an idea and a thought, and everyone else who doesn't share in that same thought will be censored. All right, they continue. "This includes conspiracy theories which claim that the symptoms are caused by 5G. For borderline content that could misinform users in harmful ways, we reduce recommendations. We'll continue to evaluate the impact of these videos on communities around the world. Users who repeatedly break the rules now face being prevented from being able to use the YouTube's live tool. The firm may also prevent repeat offenders from earning money and said it would terminate channels as a last resort." So if you continue to not toe the line of what they're allowing you to say, your channel will most likely be terminated. All right. So I just wanted everyone to see that there is censorship, increased censorship and thought control and rhetoric shaping scripting of this coronavirus event. And this is the proof that that you need to see in order to understand that this is taking place. All right, so y'all take it easy. I'll catch y'all next time. Peace.